Hi everyone, welcome to this new video. How are you doing? I'm personally doing absolutely fantastic. I had a very calm week. Not a lot of things to do at school. I got the chance to chill with some friends. And today I wanted to have a little talk with you guys, a little conversation about friendship and relationship in general. Because it feels like to me this isn't a subject that is pushed enough upon, because even though it's really important and it has a very significant impact on mental life and mental health in general, however it seems that we kind of decided that this realm was granted, that the rules of social life are actually completely embedded in us and that we shall know what we have to do. However, things get more complicated than that because there are a lot of things that we do not get the chance to understand if we do not talk about it, if we haven't learned it at school, if your parent never discussed it with you. So today I want to talk about a certain range of subjects about relationships and try to address the things I've personally dealt with, and maybe try to give you guys kind of a little insight of what I've learned in my life. So let's get started. If you are new here, my name is Teddy, and I try to share my best experience with depression and try to inspire it over to to improve mental health and become better every day. So let's get started. If you like the video, give it a like, follow, subscribe, and now let's get right into it. First, I want to really focus on the feeling of loneliness. This is something that we may go through, that everybody goes through without a doubt, in my opinion, during our life. And sometimes we kind of go to the conclusion that the problem comes either from us or from others, instead of realizing that this is something that you simply need to understand. The thing that we certainly do not understand sometimes are people are different entities by themselves, and they do have their own set of beliefs, their own set of values, and their own set of behaviors. These differences, even though we consider that is my friend, we've lived together for so many time, she's my daughter, or is my father, all of these things kind of steer us away from the reality that each individual has to go through a different narrative during his life. And this narrative build a certain level of beliefs that then condition our action. And when we do not understand that the things that people do come from narrative that we don't have, we can take it very personally. And this is why most of the time when we are confronted to feelings of loneliness, when you feel like nobody likes you, or when you feel like you just dislike, in that case, in my opinion, there are only two ways of trying to assess this problem. You either have a bad surrounding, or you yourself are implementing these ideas into yourself. Let's talk first about the surrounding, the people that you actually spend your time with. If you hang out with people that do not respect you, well, you cannot expect to have a respectful relationship with them. Okay? And these things are logical. However, we are sometimes so sorry, what's the word? Okay, I forgot. Sometimes we don't see because of our ego, because of our insecurities. We kind of miss the importance of setting limitation and barriers for what we accept as people that make our surrounding. In order for you, and the way I have tried in my life to liberate myself from this feeling is first to realize that at the end of the day, maybe all of it happened because we were simply full of shit somewhere. We were full of shit. We know the things that we want. Somewhere inside, we know that certain things hurt ourselves. We know that we don't appreciate doing certain activities. However, when we are with different people, we are simply full of shit because we want them to like us. And these hypocrisies toward ourselves and toward others is what will bring you the most of your headaches. If you could just like let it go and just realize that somewhere you are also trying to reach your desire, and because of that you become egoistic and sometimes even toward yourself because you have a separate this is going to be deeper. If you didn't watch my last video, it may be a bit hard to understand, but I will try to make it simple. In the structure of ourself, we have of course our conscious and our subconscious. The conscious is the part of the self that you are aware of, the feelings that go through your head, and whatever you have conscious that whatever you are conscious about basically. And in the subconscious lies all the deep insecurities or belief that you are not aware about. And since your conscious is vulnerable to emotional reaction to your environment, your subconscious built what is called a character structure to protect this conscious. And now this character structure that has been created as is own, you have to consider it like almost a separate person from yourself. There is another I in you that have insecurities and certain obsession, and that will through what I call function of self, which are the way in which it manifests in reality. Because of this character structure and this I that you're not aware of that have so much insecurities and so much obsession and unhealthy obsession, because of that you are going to lose control over during your what you actually do in your relationships, because this entity will kind of do the things almost automatically to hate protect your conscience. So you will be You will surround yourself, you will pretend to like certain things to please others. You will behave sometimes a very strange way when you are around others. That's what explains that. And this high that is separate from us will, with complete egoism, make everything possible to accomplish this goal to protect yourself, protect your conscience more specifically. And you need, therefore, to reach a certain level of self awareness to realize these things in order for them to actually change and become healthier. So, in other means, if you find yourself in a situation whereby you always lose track of yourself and you always end up in a situation whereby you let people sometimes basically exploit you or diminish your self-value or other things like that. If you find yourself letting these things happen, you need to realize that this this I as insecurities. However, you can change them. You can try to change them, or you can try to find healthier ways to protect yourself from this predisposition that you have in your subconscious. So yeah, thirsty. So you need to kind of step back, come down from the audience store, and really ask yourself why you are trying so bad to go to that event, to behave a certain way, to talk so much, or maybe to talk about bad things, to talk shit about people, or criticizing, all these kind of things. You need to understand that there is something that you need to realize. You have deep insecurities, and it's not the end of the world. You just need to understand them and finally get back control over your relationships with yourself and with others. And once you will, sorry, and once you will realize what kind of person you really are inside when others are in a way to destabilize your state of mind, once you find that, you can finally liberate yourself and really try to showcase it to the world. And this is the only way you will find yourself surrounded by people that correspond to your value. We kind of complain about the people that are in our lives, even though we attracted them in the first place because of these insecurities that I talked about earlier. And what have attracted them in the first way? First, well, your behavior, obviously. They, you hang out together because at least you believe that you are a good match, a good fit as friends. And you base this decision based on the things that you have seen about each other. So, if you want to attract, for example, people that, I don't know, maybe you are a basketball player and you really love basketball, anything, could be anything. How do you want to make friends that play basketball if you don't go play basketball? Seems logical, right? So, if you want people that behave with dignity. You have to be yourself, someone that behave with dignity. If you want people that, for example, I don't know, they love going out every time. Well, to meet them, you have to go out every time. I don't know, but you need a certain consistent and real intention on the things that you do if you want to attract the right things. And this is something that you really need to understand. And even though I know that knowing that itself isn't going to make up all the change, this will, trust me, kind of liberate you and help you realize that you actually aren't like strange, or you aren't a sociopath. It's not that you're not good with relationship, or that you don't deserve love, or stuff like that. You simply didn't learn the right the right information, the right skills, or even the right things about yourself to be able to actually live a nurturing social life. And you can liberate yourself from this guilt, and now you have the opportunity to be better and improve your life. So really try to focus on that, to focus on the fact that it could be the moment you can change. It could be the moment you will actually try to focus your intention of what you really want, even if it's going to be hard. Okay. The second set of problem. Oh no, first I talked about the surrounding. Now let's talk about if you are in a situation whereby this thought that people don't like you are self-induced. If you have no actually, I'm not going to say that, but because you're going to have actual reason, you are going, because this is the way your brain function. You pick up certain information based on the belief that you have and reinforce them. So let me rephrase my question or my sentence. Why do you think that why do you think that it occurs that even though you feel like you have nothing to reproach to yourself, you feel guilty and unworthy of people likeness, of people love, sorry. I don't even know if likeness is a word. And if why do you think that's the case? Obviously, it lies somewhere in your subconscious, and many reasons, maybe during your childhood or with your social interaction, made you believe these things and made you internalize that nobody will ever actually like you for who you really are. But the reality is, it's completely false. If you if you follow the first principle of being authentic to your true intention and what you really are and want, you will consequently, obviously, attract people that adhere to the set of beliefs, at least at a certain level. So there is an irrational factor that make you think that they don't like you. You are doing the right thing, so why would they not like you? Okay? This is hard to deal with. I understand, because you don't control this part. It's like you're sitting with people and I don't know, you feel kind of sorry. You don't want to talk. You kind of retreat back, and you feel like maybe your ideas are not worth listening to. And you need to change this belief about yourself. You need to gain self insurance. I think what have helped me the most is to realize the singularity of individuals. Because I remember, this is a personal example. I have always struggled at recognizing that the people around me love me or care for me, because I have a specific way. For example, you have a specific way to show to people that you love them, and because you show them that you love them this specific way, you sometimes believe that this is the only way you can show that you love people. And so if you don't see people doing these things, you kind of enter a situation whereby you believe that they don't like you. However, it may simply be the fact that you didn't actually open yourself enough. You didn't open yourself to the idea of really understanding the person that is sitting in front of you. Maybe you haven't made the effort of actually knowing the person you are hanging with, and maybe this is what is holding you back. Because trust me, if they actually didn't like you, and if they were hassled, man, you would have know it. You would have feel it a long time ago. What is bothering you is this little voice, this little noise pursuing you and telling you that, I'm not sure if he really likes me. And you shouldn't let this fault blur your vision from the fact that the individual in front of you is hanging with you for a reason. Maybe you should try to actually understand the intention of other people, and also who they really are and what they want, in order to be able to even grasp and understand what they even feel about you in the first place. And many times I have let myself distracted by my own sometimes self-centeredness. Kind of, it's basically projecting, you are basically projecting the things that you do, and you expect that people are supposed to do that, and this is not true. You cannot expect to be the main character in somebody else's life. You are the main character in your life, and they are the main character in your life. So really try to become emphatic, actually care, and really understand what is laying under the surface. And again, if you're in a relationship, you cannot be allowed, for example, to get into deeper conversation, to actually get to know each other, and this is what you want, well, change your surrounding. Back to the first point. Okay, you trust me, you have already the keys inside of you to be loved and receive love unconditionally. However, there are a set of things that have become obstacles to you. But once you get rid of them, life is yours and life gets better. Trust me. This was about loneliness. Maybe in the next video I will get into obsession, and maybe in this aspect I will be able to talk with both relationships and friendship story and lovely relation, and I forgot the word, but yeah. So this video is already long enough. I think I'm gonna stop here. Well, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you kind of I hope you really was able to gain some value from that, and I really hope that this will have a positive impact on your life. I wish you a very good day and take care of yourself. Bye.